Disclaimer, copyrights enforced. The following is based on true events, facts, fiction, second party observations, nonsense, hearsay, bullshit. You be the judge. One thing we guarantee is 100% pure entertainment. All names, places, persons, and things, etc. have been changed for privacy issues. This show is R-rated, may contain obscene language, nudity, not for persons under 18. Please listen responsibly. I'm ready, bros. I'm ready. Welcome to Blowhard Talk Hard with Julian and his co-host
Rymer here as his co-pilot. How are we doing, listeners?
I'm doing very well, buddy. Very well. You're a co-pilot all of a sudden. When the fuck did you learn how to fucking fly a plane?
I moved to the top floor of my building.
More fantasies. Yeah, what else is there to do? I guess now you got to start thinking creative and...
My mind's been flying. My mind's been flying while I've been spending all this time at home.
That's pretty much the only co-piloting you're ever going to fucking do. But anyways, everything else is okay, I'm assuming, yes?
Everything else is okay, yeah. I've been keeping myself, busy on my... I've been calling this my COVID-cation.
Well, are you feeling good? You want to talk about some shit today, or is today a day, or should we take another, what'd you call it, co-vacation?
Yeah, COVID-cation. That's like, that's not work. That's just talking about vacation. I know, it's been a while. This is, I've been wanting a vacation for a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it to come in this format,
Yeah, neither did I. I was definitely, just before this happened, I was literally planning May, April to go somewhere and just beach it somewhere. Didn't happen, obviously, because thank God I didn't book or anything. I probably would have had to. Maybe probably got my money back. Well, that's another story. But since we're on the conversation of vacations, I got a couple of vacation stories.
Oh, good. Your vacation stories.
They're not about me, but they're a couple of girls from the industry will say went on vacation. Some guys, they enjoy company, right? It's not always have to do with sex. It's not always like, hey man, I'm paying you to bang you. You know what I mean? Like that's the stigma people believe. There is also relationships that are formed, trust, friendships. Obviously there's money. But this guy, for example, invited this girl to Europe, Italy, for example.
Right. So it says,
for example, he went to Italy. She went to Italy with him for 14 days, I believe. Nice
vacation?
I've never been to Italy. I'm Greek. The only place I've been to Europe is Greece. Obviously, I haven't never gone anywhere else. So sure, why not? Free trip to Italy, just no deal, no promise of sex of any kind.
Again, come with me, be a partner, hang out with me. I'm looking for a companion.
A companion to go have a coffee at night, dinner with, I want to go to Italy. I got money, but I got nobody to go with. So would you like to come? Yes.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's go.
All right. Now we're there. Day one, all good, blah, blah, blah. Stop in those nice old hotels. I forget the name of it, but it's in Rome. It's in the capital city, whatever.
Beautiful city.
Typical summer, 40, 35 degree weather, nice flowered dress. Supposedly she looks really nice. This man was a gentleman, nice guy, not like me, boisterous, very calm, cool, like composed. So she starts drinking. You ever drink in the heat? Lots, like if you overdrink.
Oh, yeah.
You get a buzz pretty quick without expecting it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, nice little afternoon cocktail.
Excuses for her. I'm not making any excuses. But she started drinking, pounding them back pretty good. Lunchtime, day drinking, I guess, right? It's supposed to be lunch, but she started having some drinks. Next thing you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many, I don't know. Next thing you know, she's in the piazza here in Rome, in the middle. You could see all the beautiful, the ancient stuff. She's sitting at this table with this guy. Now she's getting obnoxious, loud. She's like, one too many fucking, what's our Italian drink? I don't know. Just
Sambuca.
Well, she wasn't drinking that shots of Sambuca. She was probably drinking a white wine of some kind or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Now she's getting to the point where she's getting very aggressive again, and she starts talking louder. People are starting to stare in Italian. Hey, what the fango? Hey, they're starting to do that nonsense Italian shit they do, right?
Sorry, wait. I gotta say, first off, if you're in Italy and you're talking loud and you're drawing attention, you gotta be talking pretty loud.
Yeah, I guess.
Culturally, there are people that are very expressive.
It is kind of true.
Emotional.
Yeah, they have a loud nature.
Very passionate. Very passionate.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're very outspoken, loud people, too. So, if she was loud, they must. But again, she was loud. So they looked at her and they're like, hey, they're mumbling in Italian. Fango. They're looking at her, giving her that glare with the eye. Like, what do you look like?
An evil eye.
Yeah, they're giving her that eye look. Like, fuck's wrong with this bitch? And the next thing you know, she's drunker now, right? She's drunk. So she retaliates.
She's brave now. Yeah.
Now she's the booze is fucking doing all the talking. What the fuck are you looking at? Well, what? I can't have a drink. My fuck, she's swearing back. Next thing you know, I love it. It's because when I heard this for the first time, I was in awe. Going, so now she's getting in an argument with like the whole about 10 tables of Italians in this little dining area. She's yelling at them. They're yelling at her. Butana, American. They always think you're from Canada, but they call you American. Doesn't matter if you're from Canada.
Well, when you start getting loud at any point, I've noticed this when I've been to Europe, when you start getting loud, people assume you're American.
They're all,
after that first.
Yeah, their assumption is that you're American. I've never once been told I'm Canadian. Which
until they say, so, well, what are you doing today? And you say, oh, I'm just, I'm going out and about. And they think, oh, yeah, that's Canadian, eh? You said you're out and about. I'm like, no.
You've gone that, eh? Very surprised. I've always been told you're American. Anywhere,
I've been told that as well, but then you say a couple. As soon as you say a couple Canadiana things, and out and about, they're all on top of that.
I
totally thought you're. Yeah, they always think. As soon as they hear you say that, they always go, "I thought you were Canadian. I just didn't want to say it," or "I thought you were Canadian. I heard it in your accent." No, you didn't.
Well, you technically are sort of more Canadian than me. I do have a very like a New York Greek kind of an accent, so they always just assume I'm European. But I don't know. I've never heard her speak. I never heard her
talk
speak.
Loud. You talk loud.
I talk loud. Yeah, everybody.
Like you're in New York, talking over the traffic. You got to talk over the traffic. So anyway, she's there. She's in this restaurant. Does she?
Yeah, I don't know what her background is. Anyways, I think she's Canadian, but she's fucking yelling at these people, so they're telling her off in Italian, like hard now. Shut up, abutana, whatever words they're using. This broad's going fucking mental now. She picks up a glass and throws it at a guy. This guy here now, she's out of control. Now this guy's sitting there going, what the fuck? He doesn't even know how to. She tried to grab her to stop. She goes, let go of my fucking arm. Whatever, right? Like now she's like, this guy picks up his phone. He phones home to one of the girls that he knows here that's her friend. He goes, this girl's out of control. What do I do? I don't know. The girl on the phone's like laughing in a way, but also trying to be supportive, saying, what would you like me to tell you to do? Like, I don't know what I can do. Like, she's fucking drunk. Like, just get her out of there. She won't even let me touch her. Well, then just fucking leave her. He goes, really? She goes, yeah, I would. Fuck her. So anyways, he tried again. He goes, can you please calm down? So you all have nothing to do with this. She's yelling at groups of people now. Now it's getting ugly. People are looking at her. You can see you're not going to win. What does the guy do? He gets up. He leaves. Her ticket's 5 more days. She's still got 5 more days to kill before, but he abandons her. He changes the hotel. I don't even think she knows the name of the hotel. She couldn't find it even if she wanted to. So she's gone. He leaves. He goes, fuck it. He goes, I'm not going to deal with this shit anymore. I'm not getting laid. I'm not doing anything. I'm paying for her to get drunk to humiliate me. So
that is the movie right there. That is that. It's like a Hangover European edition.
Yeah, I guess. The guy felt like, I understand. Like, he fucking, he was trying to be cool, get some company. He brought himself not a company, he brought himself a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, I always never believe in, like, bringing a girl, like, say, to a beach. Like, why bring sand to a fucking beach? Like, it makes no sense for me.
Yeah, why bring a sandwich to a buffet?
Yes, exactly. What are you going to do? But this guy, I can see Italy. You bring a nice girl. Why not? If you got the money. Anyways, it blew up in his face. So anyway, this guy's gone now. I don't know.
What happened to the girl?
Well, this is the whole thing. I don't know what the guy went now. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just probably left. That's all I know of the guy. Now, the girl, I know what happened. She decided she had 5 days to kill, a couple of bucks in her pocket, like literally nothing. So what did she do? Gets on a train, goes from country to country. As she's getting on a train, though, she's introducing herself to guys. Basically, she's fucking herself for shelter and for food. She's getting guys, hey, this happened to me, blah, blah, So the guys are like drawn in. So first stop, I don't know, France or something. She gets food, dinner, accommodations. Now she's fucking. Then the next plane is Germany on the train. And then the next place was, I don't know, picture the train. I'm not going to lie and pretend I have a European map of where she went. But she made about 4 or 5 stops. She had 5 days to kill. But in those 5 stops, she fucked for food and shelter every night, which she has no problem doing. That's not a big deal. And she got to see Europe.
Yeah, and sample Europe at the same time.
Yeah, and she doubled up on the vacation. Not only Italy did she get to see, she got to see another 4 countries, fuck some different style cock, like some different country cock,
Yeah, check it off the list.
Check it off the list. I banged the fucking Italian from Italy. I banged the fucking
a German.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So now this is the funny part. So the day of the arrival to go home, they arrive at the airport. They're sitting beside each other.
Right. Now this is interesting.
This is where it got ugly again a little bit. So first she requested to change seats, and the Italians are like, no, the plane's full. It's the seat you assigned. You sit there. Don't cause trouble. We're not in the mood. We're full. We're full. The plane is full. Otherwise, sit here for another 8 hours and take the next flight and pay another $1,000. Obviously, she can't do that. She has no option. So she's trapped with this guy for 8 hours, sitting beside him. The guy goes. She didn't say one word to him. She never looked over to him. But she was again happy, like she was like ordering, like because they give you complimentary drinks on those long flights, right? So she started pounding away some shots, some like not shots, like some regular drinks, like I don't know, whatever they were. And pretty much she had her meal, and then she slept and snored like for 5-6 hours. Got to Toronto, didn't even say bye to him, never looked at him, never thanked them, never said anything. And they never spoke again. That was the vacation of a lifetime for her, vacation of a nightmare for him.
Yeah, the vacation neither of them will ever forget. Not the vacation they wanted, but the
she had a
vacation
great
they
time
deserved.
after I heard that she was like talking. She goes, fuck him. I had a great time. So the first day was kind of shit, having to put up with this bullshit. But after that, when I took over and I had my fun, it was my trip, and she enjoyed it. She goes, a trip like that, do you know how much it would cost to go to Europe and fucking eat at these places and fucking stay at these hotels?
Imagine $5,000. You're looking at $5,000 just to get on the plane.
She's a drinker. She's a girl. She probably $10,000 easy. She got it because the guy's gonna bring her to a nice hotel to bang her. But these guys, she's going to the nicest hotels, eating nice dinners. The guy doesn't realize that if he brought her to McDonald's, he would have still fucked her. But
right.
Because she never told him what happened to that scenario. So he figures I got to romance her to get into her pants, right? So fucking one chicken McNugget would have did the trick. But
what was he open for, by the way? What was he open for at the start? He just wanted somebody to actually hang out with, or was he?
Yes.
Was there more?
No deal. No deals for sex. There was no. There was no. We're not having sex. That was if we did. I don't know how it was going to work out, but then that plan was no sex. The plan was companionship only. Good morning, how are you? I'll pay for lunch. I'll pay for dinner. We just go out, see the city, see the Italy. I don't know. What's wrong with that? I'd go. It's a fun thing. They didn't have any strict rule on, there's no sex involved, put it that way. I guess maybe they would have, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that would have played out. Would he have had to give her money? Would she have just did it? I don't know. But the point is that she went to Italy and got destroyed, got bombed. Everybody in the fucking piazza there was calling her Mutan. I like the way he was. I heard the Italian, the Canadian people trying to describe, I ate lasagna last night. Like, it's hilarious, right? Like, they have the tone is not very, it's lasagna, not lasagna. Like,
Yeah.
So,
got to involve some hands as well. It's all emotion and hands.
It's just funny how they just don't fucking get the. Did I ever tell you the story about my buddy that with my 80-year-old neighbor, the lady? She's Italian, but 88 years old. Really typical Italian mama. Very beautiful lady. So this guy's a fucking bird. Like he collects, we'll call it from a check, we'll say, from the government. So he gets 5 crisp $100 bills. And the day of the check, he's always so happy. He dresses up, he showers, he fucking thinks he's Richard Gere. And he comes on the veranda, on his veranda, because they live next door to each other, and she happens to be outside. He starts counting it in front of her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he looks at her and he goes, hey, me a bigger shot. She goes, you a bigger shit. And I start laughing. He goes, he didn't even know what to say. With that Italian accent, she goes, you big shot. You bigger shit. Yeah. She knows he's a fucking loser, right? He's a grown man collecting a fucking welfare check. And he lives in he's trying to talk to a lady of her stature. With her, I say, hello, senora, how are you? How was your day? Not try to count money in front of her and pretend that I'm a big shot. She goes, you big as shit. And I started laughing. It was hilarious. You know what? We're talking vacations. I'm going to roll the dice, and we're going to give you another vacation story. The same exact girl.
Okay.
But
wow,
there's 2 of them now. But there's 2 of them now. But I want to do a little 2-second commercial break so we can do our little... So Pat, the producer, could give us one of his little speeches on the liking, subscribing, all platforms, blow hard, talk hard, all that kind of stuff. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good. Let's do the ding ding.
All right, ding ding.
Hi, Pat the producer here from the Blow Hard Talk Hard podcast. You know we get a lot of fan mail here at BHTH Central, and Julian and Rymer have asked me to come on and to say to all you listeners out there just how grateful and amazed they are at how many exotic fans they have all over the planet Earth. Take for instance this letter from an exotic listener here. Dear Julian and Rymer, my name is Mishiko, and I am from Kyoto, Japan. I love your show. It is very enlightening. I love to bathe in the nude in the hot and soothing waters of a jacuzzi. My husband was killed in an industrial accident and I am so lonely. Perhaps Pat the producer would be willing to help quench my erotic desires? I look forward to listening to your show every Friday. I also rated, reviewed, and subscribed to it. Domo arigato, and have a nice day. That was very nice. And very succinct. Japan in a nutshell. And just a great example of how awesome our listeners are. We also get a lot of calls to our BHTH hotline from people all over the world. Here is a very special voicemail left by another one of our very exotic listeners.
Saved message yesterday, 7:18 p.m.
Hello, Timothy here, all the way from jolly old England. Are you enjoying the Blow Hard Talk Hard podcast as much as I am? Well, why don't you be a good chap and click and like it? Why not leave a comment for the boys? And don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get back to Julian and Rymer.
Wow, that dude sounds like a real stud. I bet that dude is giving the Big Ben to all the British lasses so hard their knickers are falling down like the London Bridge. I bet he's giving it to them so hard it's like a wild sex lorry crashed into a nasty fish and chip factory and nutted on Piccadilly Circus like Benny Hill glazing scary spice with his Lee and Perrin's sperm sauce at a Fortnum and Mason's bukkake party. Get that man a Dunhill. God save the Queen. The Queen is dead.
Welcome back, listeners. Julian here with his co-host,
Rymer. Hello, listeners. Welcome back.
Rymer. All right, Rymer. I know during the break you were mentioning about the corona, so give us your little speech, not speech, your little update, as I like to say.
Well, we're still in the throes of this global pandemic, and we were just talking about Italy there a moment ago. It was a great place to go for a vacation, and right now I kind of feel like I'm safe at home and I'm on my COVID-cation. I think it's a good way for people to look at this, and for all those people in Italy and all around the world, I know tourists will be returning as soon as they're safe to do so. And Italy, very beautiful, and will continue to be beautiful, as are the people and the culture and all it has to offer. It's great to reminisce about such a beautiful country and those adventures there. I hope everyone's staying safe at home, and thank you for listening, folks. Back to you, Julian.
I get you, Rymer. I agree with you 100%, my friend. That was, people always wanted to, people make plans. People want to do things, and I kind of feel bad. But you know what? Think of it positive. You're right. I would have went away too. You know, like we said previously before the commercial about the girl getting invited to Italy. You know, she didn't really have a really good vacation in a sense. Well, she had a great vacation. The guy didn't have a really good vacation, but
Oh yeah.
I'm going to continue with that subject because same type of date system. Another gentleman wanted companionship. Companionship, no deal for sex, for nothing. So he invites, we'll call her Samantha.
Okay.
And then Samantha goes, may I bring a friend since he's going to be working while he's on this vacation too? So she doesn't, the guy again doesn't give a fuck. He has money. What's another $1,000? They're going to the Caribbean, by the way. So who does she bring though? She brings
her best friend,
the girl that was in Italy, the crazy one that got drunk in Italy. So now there's two of them and the guy. But the guy knows nothing about Italy. She obviously didn't tell. So he's like, hey, you can bring whoever you want. I don't care. No problem. So they're in the Caribbean. This one. So the girl that got invited, what did we say her name was? Sabrina? So let's say his name is, what was her name, sorry?
Samantha,
Sabrina. Okay, sorry, I fucked up. Samantha. So Samantha now invites a girl from Italy, which we'll call her so I don't keep getting them confused. We'll call her Italy. That way everybody
Italia.
knows.
Let's call her Italia.
Italia. We'll call her what?
Italia.
Okay, Italia. So now, here we are. George, Samantha, and Italia on the plane going to the Caribbean. So as usual, when you get on the plane, you're all excited. You can't wait to get there. You start having a couple little sips of whatever shit alcohol they give you on the plane. It's not that far. How long is the flight? 4 hours, whatever.
I've never been.
You've obviously been to the Caribbean. You know what I'm talking about. I know you've been to the Caribbean many times.
Sure.
So,
yeah. I was a pirate down there.
Huh?
I was a pirate of the Caribbean for a while.
I don't even know why I'm laughing if that's dumb.
It wasn't even open when I went to Disney World.
But anyways, so they're having a few drinks. They get to the hotel. So again, Samantha knows what Italia is about, but doesn't realize that, she's a drinker. She knows this. She's a party girl. So the next thing you know, George has a few hours of work to do on his laptop every day. So
okay. He's working vacation.
During the vacation, he has to do a couple of hours on the computer every morning. But Italia doesn't, she gets bored very easily. So what does she do? So the other one, Samantha, likes to sleep a little bit and then go to the beach or have some breakfast. So Italia gets up, decides to take a stroll. And as she's taking a stroll, she's the guy trimming the bushes, the hedges, along the grounds. So what does she do? She winks at him and brings him into the hedges and into the bushes and literally shows him her little bush, and he fucks her right there on the ground in front of everybody to see.
Wow.
Now, this is groundskeeper number one. Now, she goes back to the room after, I guess she grabs some breakfast, tells Samantha what she did. Samantha's like, okay, it's expected, but, let's try to be a little bit professional here. We are invited guests. She goes, of course. Miss Italia's like, of course, I know this. The client or the Bob, whatever I called him, George, he still doesn't know nothing about this. So now he's done his work. They all go to the beach. So now they're all living in their little bikinis. They're lying on the beach with George. George is just staying. But Miss Italia there is like eyeing the beach. Like, any potential Caribbean studs, like ready to pound, right? So
Right. And she makes us know to everybody that she's available.
She's more than available, yeah. So, but she's got to like the guy, right? So she spots a gentleman in her liking. So she goes right up to him alone and says pretty much, hey, you want to fuck? And the guy, what's her name? Samantha's like, I heard her. I seen her mouth. I seen the guy's face. He was like, are you fucking serious? Like, who does that? And George also sees the same thing too. He's like, did she just say that to the guy? Like, Is that a joke? Like, everybody's still thinking there's a joke here. No,
Say that again. What did she say to him?
She basically walked up to him and said, "Do you want to fuck?"
Boom, like that. Like loud enough that everybody could hear.
Oh, she didn't walk too far. It was like, say she went, like she made eye contact with the guy. So the guy must have been like 10, 15 feet away. Yeah, it was pretty loud, I guess, for her. Or they just pretty much, they must have heard her, because sometimes the waves, you can hear things better on the beach or you can't hear. But they heard it. So the guy's like, "Are you serious? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, am I like on some TV show here? Why are you talking like that?" She goes, No. Do you want to fuck? He goes, "Yeah, I do." "When?" She goes, "How about now?" So he goes, "Okay." They got up. They went to his room, came back down an hour later, and she banged him. So now Samantha's like, "What the fuck?" The George guy's looking at her going, "All right, whatever. There's no rules that you can't fuck anybody, but, okay, whatever." Dinner time. They're at the bar, the lounge bar at night or something. She decides, again, in front of with her and Samantha and George, she looks at the bartender, decides to bang the bartender. So she tells the bartender the same thing. But now the bartender has nowhere to go. So they go to their room where the guy George is paying for. He's got 2 queen beds. The 2 girls stay in one, and he stays by his other. So here comes the bartender now banging her in the washroom of the room that George is paying for. And this guy's like, now he's getting like, okay, there's no real deal, but this is starting to become a little fucked up, right? And now the other girl, Samantha's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do here. So you think it's over, right? So now this other fucking stud bartender leaves. That's day one.
That's day one.
Yeah.
Wow, and she left a really good tip at the bar. Excellent.
The guy in the hedges, clean, and then the guy in the beach, and now the bartender. Then the day two. Day two starts off, I don't know what the fuck, I'm not going to say whatever. Then the next day, she banged another 2 guys again, local people from the hotel. Now I think word spread. I think all these guys are telling each other, hey, room 652. There's 2 girls there, but one will just fuck you. Just go there. So the next
line up outside the door.
They wake up in the morning. The guy knocks on the door. A guy knocks. Usually room service is a girl, or not usually. It's sometimes a guy too, obviously. He knocks. Yeah. He goes, I brought, the guy goes, we didn't order nothing. She goes, yes, we did. And she shoves the guy out of the way, George. And the guy walks in, and he had a coffee and a couple of muffins. She goes, oh, you ordered this? He goes, yeah. She goes, I don't have a tip for you, though. He goes, oh, it's okay. There's no tips allowed anyways. She goes, no, I insist I give you a tip. So she grabs his dick right in front of everybody, closes the door. I'm not even fucking lying here. And the guy's like getting a blowjob right in front of this fucking guy, Samantha. And she's going at this guy. Now, this guy is going, I've never felt this disrespected in my life. Like, this girl is acting like a nymphomaniac is one thing, right? What is this called? I'll tell you what that's called. That's called room service at its finest. That's what they mean, eh? When we have 5-star rating. So that means you get a blowjob too, 5-star. Oh, so the hotel's 4-star or 3-star or diamond hotel. Diamond, triple diamond. This guy got the diamond hotel. So the guy, I remember, Samantha goes, the guy goes, we do not accept tips. She goes, no, I insist. So she closes the door behind him, and basically pulls down his pants and just starts sucking it. It's like the guy was like, but he's already heard the rumors. And this is breakfast time for him. He's going, wow, this is the start of my day. Yeah, that's why I think there was nothing ordered. I think he heard from the rumor mill. So he goes, let me bring it. Let's see what the gardener told the maintenance guy told the doorman. Yeah. Yes. Now everybody's borrowing the in-room dining uniform, and they're lining up out the door. Yes, that's exactly what happened. By the end of the day, my other friend told me she must have banged 14 staff members. In the first day or the end of the trip? By the end of the trip, she goes, at least 10 to 14 of the guys working there. Just the guys working there. Oh, and there was the one guy on the beach that she spotted too, but the majority of them were the guys working there. It was like, was she doing it this like that? I don't know why she was doing. Obviously, she was doing it for the sex, but why was she doing it for the employees? So it was pretty crazy. But the thing that makes me, when she tells me, we laugh together. She goes, "I've never felt so disrespected in my life." The guy goes, and I'm laughing like, "Oh my God." I go, I would have fucking freaked out too. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I would have literally fucking kicked her out. What would you?
There's no expectations. I mean, other than people coming to the room where you're having your own private downtime.
But that doesn't mean you have to blow the guy right beside me. I don't know.
That's disrespectful.
You could go blow the bartender. You could bang the bartender at night in his room. Sure, I don't give a fuck. There's no rule. She goes, I didn't bang anybody. That's what she said, Samantha.
Yeah.
She goes, I didn't bang anybody, whatever. I didn't even bang the client. I go, you didn't bang the client either. Why not? She goes, because he didn't want to, number one, and it wasn't part of it. And I go, you didn't bang any other guy either? She goes, no, I did not. Maybe she's lying to me. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. But it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure she didn't bang like way this other girl did, because this girl is honestly a whack job. I've heard some other things about her too. But it was pretty crazy how diamond service. She just pretended the guy just came to the door. Nobody ordered room service. He brought a coffee and 2 muffins to pretend he had something in his hand. And then she goes, I'm sorry, I have no tip. And then he goes, no tipping allowed in this hotel. We're not allowed. You know when they say we're not supposed to tip?
Yeah.
But she goes, no, I insist I give you a tip. So he gave her the tip of his dick. Then he ended up giving all of his dick. And the guy's watching is going, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, then they hopped on the plane again.
Nobody in that room consented to her behavior like that. And that's unfair. For sure.
It's first of all, if that was a guy doing that to a girl waitress or a girl, there would be charges.
For sure. But unless, of course, the waitress. I mean, yeah. But the guy,
pretty much, there's charge. Girls don't do
for sure, 100%.
A girl maid does not present it like that. I've never seen. I've been on a lot of trips. No girl's ever come to me and said, "Hey, you're the most beautiful I've ever. Let me just suck your dick." I wish that's a porno. But for a guy to happen, he's not going to charge her for rape. He's going to say thank you. He's going to be bonus.
No, he's going to say they're working a long time.
Yeah, he got his it was a great story. They sat on the plane together again. They all sat with those faces now. Now they're like, Samantha's trying to be like the comforter. George, I'm sorry. I didn't know she was going to do any of this. Because he was sort of starting to blame her. He goes, when you asked me to bring a friend, why the fuck did you bring the fucking, this one? Why couldn't you? Are these the only kind of people you know? So it was pretty bad. They looked bad on her too. And I think they broke their friendship up too after. He used to call her in Toronto and, make date for sex, whatever, right? So as soon as they landed, you go your way, don't ever call me, et cetera, right? So it wasn't a good finish. She fucked our client up, but she didn't give a fuck either, right? The other girl didn't give a fuck. Miss Italia didn't care.
Did Samantha enjoy her vacation?
I don't know. She tanned, she said, but she was sort of always having to make sure George wasn't fucking losing his mind, right? So she was sort of babysitting too. Did she enjoy it? Anytime, I guess I'll say yeah. Why wouldn't she? But again, every time these acts happen, they happen for 3-4 minutes. They didn't happen for 8-hour sessions. You know what I mean? So, but again, he was witnessing she witnessed everything, so she must have been disgusted too. But at the end, that's what they do. That's what their job. But just what are you doing it like that for? You're making it ugly now, And those guys are having a great time. They're going, that's the way you want to behave? I'm in. And it wasn't polite. It was disgusting, actually. I invite you on a free trip and you're just going to blow guys in front of me?
Yeah, that's disrespectful, but it sounds like it definitely is a hell of a story for sure. If anything came out of this, it made for a good story. These are the vacations you don't forget. I bet that guy, if he does these vacations regularly, this is probably the one he talks about.
Well, obviously, yeah. This has got to be the number one, the story from hell. I took these two girls to fucking the Caribbean, expecting to have a good time. I thought I even probably maybe bang them together, maybe one night, throw them a buck or two. But what did they do? From day one, Mrs. fucking Italia decided to bang the whole fucking grounds team to the fucking whatever, and at the end, it would just turned out like fucking nonsense. They sat on the plane miserable. Everybody would cut each other off. Now the two friends don't talk either. Because Samantha and Miss Italia don't talk either. So there's no contact between any of them. So I guess that whole thing fucked everything up. But c'est la vie, you know what I mean?
Regarding I hope she's enjoying her home staycation, her COVID-cation at home. And
the other one, Miss Italia?
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows what she's doing? Probably ordering pizza every night and fucking banging that guy too. That I'm making up. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I haven't heard of her in a long time. So
that's right. That was a good story.
What's that?
That's a good vacation.
Yeah, I thought
that's a great way.
Funny. Yeah, that had to be that was again a crazy nonsense story. Two nonsense vacation stories where two guys just got fucked, and this girl here destroyed their manhood, as you would say. I honestly don't know what I would have reacted. I wouldn't have reacted as calm as they did. I'm not saying I would have did anything violent, but I would have made a scene somehow. I don't know what I would have done. I guess you got to be there to know your real reaction, right?
Yeah, to know what your boundaries are. You'd have to set those boundaries. At least have a discussion about it, you know?
I would have told you, like, listen, if this is what you're going to do, I don't want this in the room. I don't want this here. I don't want to hear about, I would have said something, whatever.
Yeah, please enjoy yourself.
That's the point of the story. There's no more going on about it. That's all I'm saying. Julian and Rymer were
out of here.
Coming up next on stage is Shaniqua. Oh, she's got her titties.